So you're thinking of starting your own marketplace, but how much will that actually cost you? Spoiler alert, there are a lot of hidden fees no one talks about. In this video, I'll break down the real cost of building a marketplace. We'll explore 3 paths to building a marketplace: hiring developers, using a no-code tool like Sharetribe, or using my boilerplate called Speed Build Marketplace for building your marketplace. And I'll reveal some hidden costs that no one talks about. Let's do it. Great, so let's start with the most expensive route, which would be hiring a developer. How much would that cost? Okay, so let's try and check some real world developer costs, right? So I'm looking here at Upwork, a platform for hiring developers, a big marketplace, by the way. So as you can see here, 10, 30, 50, 35, let's go to the next, let's see, 100, 60, 30, 75, and I just searched for marketplace developer here. So I would say it probably goes from $50 to $150 per hour if you want a good developer. So hiring a developer will easily cost you, let's say 10K to maybe all the way up to 150K. So let's now have a look at the Sharetribe no-code tool for building an online marketplace. So here, as you can see, I'm on their pricing page. They have 4 different plans: Build, Lite, Pro, and Extend. So let's just quickly go through them. So the Build one is $39 per month. And with that one, you can only build in development mode, basically. So you cannot go live with your marketplace on this plan. For going live, you will have to go on either the Lite, Pro, or the Extend plan. So the Lite one is $139 per month. It is then missing some features that these plans have, the Pro and the Extend. And for all plans, you can see that there is an additional transaction fee of 19 cents if you kind of exceed the limit here, right? So on the Lite plan, if you have more than 50 transactions, you will then have to pay an additional fee per transaction of 19 cents to Sharetribe. And similar here on the Pro and the Extend plan. So with all of them, you can relatively quickly build an MVP, but the problem is that you are going to be locked into the Sharetribe tool, right? So of course the Extend one is the most customizable plan they have, but you will still have to be logged into their system, right? So even though it's customizable and you have API access to live marketplace, allows mobile app development and so on, you will still have some limitations, which can be a problem in the long term. Good, so let's just go through the costs so far, but a more detailed overview will come later though, so keep watching. But so far, there are basically 3 routes you can go. You can hire a developer, you can use Sharetribe, or you can use my boilerplate. So let's just go through them one after another. So the hired developer route will cost you at least 10K, I would say, maybe all the way up to 150K. Customization is actually, you have full control. You can tell everything to the developer and he will build it for you. Ongoing fees will probably be high also after you build the MVP, but we will get into the details of that later. So this is probably best for startups that are funded. So if you have a lot of money, this is a valid route to take. Sharetribe, that one will cost $139 at least, up to $369 a month. Customization is still limited, and there will be monthly ongoing fees, such as transaction fees and so on. So this is probably best for no-code MVP. So if you're not that technical, this could be a valid option. Speed Build Marketplace, my boilerplate, that one has a one-time fee of $199. You'll then have it for life. You'll have full control after buying it. No monthly fees. Well, there will still be fees for Stripe Connect and so on, but we'll get into that later. So this one is probably best for solo founders or teams with a bit of technical knowledge, or anyone who wants to keep their costs down and wants to be able to customize their marketplace. Now we know the upfront expenses for each option, right? But actually a better way to look at it is to look at the long-term expenses for each option. So let's go into more details now. Now let's go through the more detailed breakdown of the costs. So let's go one by one. So hiring a developer, as I said before, the upfront cost will probably be around 10 to 150K, just the upfront cost, right? And then there's going to be the yearly cost added on top of that, because there will always be some maintenance, something that you didn't think about. So let's just say that's 3K per year, and that's actually setting the bar low, I would say. And then there are also some hidden fees such as hosting and so on that will also come on top, right? So for a 2-year period, I would say that the costs are probably going to be a minimum of 20K all the way up to 200K. Sharetribe Lite, that's actually no upfront cost, but a yearly cost is 1,668, and then there are going to be the transaction fees coming on top of that. So for a 2-year period, there's going to be a minimum of 3K. Similar with the Pro plan, 0 upfront cost, yearly cost 2,988, transaction fees on top, so minimum 5K. Sharetribe Extend, no upfront cost, yearly cost $4,428. Transaction fees also comes on top here, so for a 2-year period, a minimum of 9K will be spent here. Then there's the Speedbuild Marketplace, boilerplate. That's actually the upfront cost of $199. And then there will also be some yearly cost depending on how you grow, of course, right? So for database, if you grow exponentially, you will have to pay for the database a little bit more. Also for email sending, if you start sending a lot of emails, you will have to pay for SendGrid, for instance. So let's just say for a 2-year period, you will have cost of approximately, again, depending on how you grow, of $1,400. So that is still much, much lower than the other options, of course. Great, and last but not least, we have to also look into the transaction fees when using Stripe Connect. And by the way, the reason why I, but also Sharetribe, is recommending using Stripe Connect is basically because that is almost the only option you can easily start using if you are small and you're just beginning building your marketplace. There are other options out there like Adyen and MangoPay, but they all cost, and actually Adyen, you have to be much bigger even just to be allowed to use them. So Stripe Connect is the way to go when you just are beginning, right? So, but as you can see here, Stripe Connect comes with quite some fees on top actually, right? So every time you have a transaction, you can see that there is a payment processing fee of around 2.9% and 30 cents on top of that, right? But it depends a little bit from country to country. I will add a link in the description with all the details. And then on top of that, there's an active account fee and a payout fee. So that is just something you have to be aware of, right? And by the way, on Sharetribe, they also add the 19 cents on top of the Stripe Connect fee for each transaction. So on top of this fee that goes to Stripe Connect, you will then also have to pay the 19 cents if you go on the Sharetribe platform. So and of course, like, you would also add a percentage on top of this, right? So you would have to pay, each transaction would include a payout to, a fee to Stripe Connect. And then if you're on Sharetribe, you would also pay the 19 cents. But no matter what direction you would go, you would probably also add a platform percentage fee that you would take on top of that, right? So I don't know, maybe 5%, 8%, it depends on your marketplace, right? So let's just have a look at the absolute real breakdown here, right? So basically everything included, right? So hiring a developer, as we were saying before, 10 to 150K, maintenance cost of around 3K per year, and then there are the hidden costs, right? So depending on how many transactions you have, there are the Stripe Connect fees that are 2%, 2.9% plus the 30 cents on top of that, depending on where the transaction comes from, right? So total 2-year cost will be around 20 to 200K. On the Sharetribe options, as we were saying before, the price are the same as we were saying before, but then just remember that on top of that, there will be the Stripe Connect fees, but then also the Sharetribe transaction fees, which is 19 cents per transaction. So depending on what plan you choose, it will be at least 3K for a 2-year period, up to at least 9K when choosing Sharetribe. And then there's my boilerplate. That one, as I was saying before, $199 upfront. Yearly cost, let's say around $600. And there will also be the Stripe Connect fees on top of that. But there will be no extra platform fees that are there if you go the Sharetribe route. So, but again, it will be probably around 1,400 for a 2-year cost. But of course, if you have a lot of transactions, depending on how fast you grow, there will also be these fees to Stripe Connect, of course. So this is the absolute real breakdown of all the costs of running a marketplace in a 2-year period. Awesome, guys. So what did we learn in this video? What is the bottom line? Well, what seems cheap up front might not be the cheapest option in the long term. That's basically what we learned. Due to transaction fees, scaling fees, and other hidden fees. So choosing the right option today is really, really important. And choosing the right option, it really depends on who you are and what direction you want to take your marketplace. So again, to sum up, right? So if you are a funded startup, or if you have a lot of money, hiring a developer or a team of developers might be the right option for you. That's going to be a highly customizable option, because you can basically tell that team of developers exactly what you want. So you're going to be having your marketplace exactly how you want it to be. But it's probably going to cost you at least 20K, all the way up to around 200K. If you are not a developer and you are not technical at all, you could choose Sharetribe, and that is going to cost you at least 3K all the way up to 9K depending on what option you choose for a 2-year period. And on top of that, there's going to be all the transaction fees that are also included in Sharetribe. And then if you are somewhat technical and you want a highly customizable route that you want to take, then you should probably look into the Speedbuild Marketplace boilerplate. That one has a upfront fee of $199. There are going to be some fees though that you cannot escape. So for instance, Stripe Connect fees, they're still going to be there every time you have a transaction. But it's still going to be the cheapest option for you, and it's super customizable. So whatever direction you want to take your marketplace, that's going to be possible with Speedbuild Marketplace boilerplate. So I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, please comment. That's always awesome. Always, and if you want to like or subscribe to this channel, that would also be very helpful. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Bye.